I've had 4 marriages. Yeah.
I'm curious, what did you learn in those 4? Did you get it right after, or did it get
I
right
learned
after
that I'm a bitch and need to be by myself.
I tell you men this all the time. These women don't deserve a relationship. Y'all keep trying to force yourself into a situation that a woman doesn't appreciate.
Tell us the truth.
Another dope piece of content for you, man. You know how I get down over here, man. So listen, man, y'all remember the movie Friday, right? And you remember Miss Pearly, the old lady that they rented from, who had this thing for Craig's dad. And she wanted to bang, 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 bang him. And she also had a pretty thick mustache on her face. Well, you know, she was already a middle-aged lady then. Now she's a much older lady. And in this clip, we're going to hear this couple on this podcast ask her, what did she learn from her 1, 2, 3, 4 divorces? And they're going to ask her about her marriages, but she's going to respond about her divorces. And I'm going to tell you, her response is such a modern woman response that you guys are going to understand, especially you younger guys, that even your grandmother was a younger woman. So when we talk about these whole women used to be different things, a lot of you guys weren't even alive to see that. You know what I mean? So let's get into this clip, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
That was one of my marriages.
Oh, one of them. Okay.
That was one of my marriages.
Okay.
I've had 4.
Okay.
I've had 4 marriages.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what did you learn in those 4? Did you get it right after, or did it get
I
right
learned
after?
that I'm a bitch and need to be by myself.
Now, I want y'all to understand something, man. I tell you men this all the time. These women don't deserve a relationship. Y'all keep trying to force yourself into a situation that a woman doesn't appreciate. You understand me? You got to think about this. If a woman grew up, and we talk about this, in America, it's different if a woman grew up with her father. Because in America, growing up with your father means you're pampered and treated like a princess. There's no responsibility. All you have to do is sit around and look cute. So you think about a girl who's born and raised like that. You meet her when she's 22, 23, and her entire life, she's been pampered and waited on hand and foot. The problem is, it takes no effort for her to be a daughter. It's all parental responsibility, her mother and father. To be a wife, it takes responsibility. She has to be who her mother was to her father. But the problem is, she was never raised to be that. She wasn't raised to be the wife that her mother is. She was raised to be her father's little princess. But let's listen to her talk about it.
You know, I feel you. Listen.
Why you say that? You feel what? So you just like your space. You just learn, look, it's me. It's
Thank
me,
you.
and it's okay,
Thank
and I'm
you.
gonna do me.
I don't know. I just I love men,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but I don't think you really have to be married to have one.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I want y'all to look at how that younger woman's sitting there. I hope that's not his wife. You know, I'm going to look this couple up. I hope that's not his wife, because she's sitting there like, yeah, I agree with all of this. So you see the connection between the modern woman of today and the woman that you thought wasn't a modern woman. Now, the modern woman today, it has a much more advanced version of modernization, but that old woman sitting on this thing right here, she's a modern woman as well. So modern women, listen, my grandmother was a modern woman. I'm telling you, my grandmother was a modern woman. And so all of my cousins, all of my aunts, all of them are modern women. Like every single one of them is a modern woman. And even if they have a husband who's I give you the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains, I'll give you the world. Even if he's one of those guys, he's still getting a modern woman who doesn't contribute anything and think all she got to do is show up and be pretty.
I'm not real easy to get
Yeah.
along with.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you seem
Yeah.
so sweet and so, docile.
No, I mean, I can be, but I'm just not really that,
What do you think that's attributed to? Why do you think that?
spoiled,
Uh,
being the only girl in my family,
mhm.
basically kind of having my way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Here's what I want you men to understand, man. You got to keep in mind that the majority of times when you're dealing with a woman, she has a princess mindset. You hear it all the time with these women saying how, how if you're a man, you should take women on dates and you should be dating and you got to take women on expensive dates, not coffee dates. And you got these suckers out here, especially this little short guy, Yada, man, talking about how you charge a man $50,000, $50,000. Bro, we're not living in a society here that's conducive to a real man finding a real woman to have a wife. So marrying a woman in this society, the craziest thing is, and we heard Kevin Samuel say this, marriage is a business arrangement in America. It's a business arrangement. Now you could say it's a business arrangement in other places. It's a business arrangement maybe between the man and the woman's family, but between the man and the woman, there's a wife responsibility and a husband responsibility. The only problem here is in America, women want to share the husband responsibility because they want the power of making their own money. But they still want you to be chivalrous and pay all the bills. Man, there's guys out here who make less money than their woman, still paying all the bills, and the woman money don't even come into the house. This is why I tell you men all the time, if you're dealing with women in any other way except applying pimp principles to the square world, what's the pimp principle to the square world? There's only really two you can apply. One is don't fall in love with the broad. That's one. You can never do that. Once you fall in love with her, she assumes the position of power in the situation. And let me tell you something. You and a woman would never be in love with one another at the same time. The relationship is going to falter if two people are functioning in emotionality, in succinct and pure emotionality. It's not going to last. It's going to crumble. All the things, all the pillars that keep a relationship strong, they're all going to crumble under the pressure of all of that emotionality. And the second pimp principle is if she ain't contributing to the process of your progress, she gonna leave your whole situation under distress. She gotta be kicking down. We talking about, man, when you live in a modern society, you gotta apply principles to modern women because modern women apply the principles of hoism. You have to do it, man. You're gonna falter if you don't. And you hear a woman right here saying that, hey, I was never able to fit into those relationships. I couldn't do that. That wasn't for me. And I just want y'all to understand that you live in a society that's telling you that it's okay for a woman to be like this, and it is. She's just not good to be in a relationship with. You understand? I'm going to be honest with you. The only man who could be with a modern woman is either a man who was raised by women and so he's extra sensitive, one of the more tender-hearted suckers, or a man who ain't got no way to make no money and he got to live off a woman. Like you have to be a wifey type of guy to live with these husband type women. She's basically saying she didn't have the interest or the desire to dedicate herself to the position of wife. Well, here's the problem. If it took you 4 marriages to understand that, you were just wasting men's time. You knew this about yourself before the second marriage. I know before the third marriage. I give you the first marriage and the second marriage. Well, I'm gonna try again. Maybe that was just the wrong guy, wrong time, wrong place. Let me try it again. After that second marriage was over, this woman knew that, man, but a woman will let you put her in a position that she know she doesn't want to be in. Let me tell you something, brothers, and I want y'all to understand this. The toughest woman around, dog, the toughest woman, still gonna be a soft, sensitive, feminine woman most of the time. So when you see a woman that's all rah-rah all the time, man, she trying to cover up for something. Maybe she been through something and she trying to make sure she don't go through it again. So anytime you meet a woman and you're willing to put her in a position of wife where you're going to provide and protect 100%, not many women are going to not fall into that. Man, there's women that know they like girls more than they like boys, and she'll still let you marry her and put her in the wife position because it's easy street. Women want to be on easy street. And listen, there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to be on easy street financially, but she has to understand that she got to contribute some things. So when guys be talking about cooking and cleaning and doing all of that, bro, what is your woman going to do if she don't do that? If you providing and protecting, what is she going to do? She got to take care of the kids. She's supposed to be doing all of that. And that's why I'm telling you, if you're going to provide and protect 100%, you have to have a woman who understands that all of that other stuff is her responsibility. If she don't understand that all of the other stuff is her responsibility, man, you got a serious problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to turn into a situation like this one. You can't allow yourself to be put in a position in life as a man where you do not have the woman in your life who fits into your life. You're a fool to put a woman into your life who don't fit into it. Because here's the thing, before you put her in a permanent position in your life, you already see that she doesn't fit. You already see that you should have quit. You already see that she's being a bitch. You already see this. But you, as a man, have been told by your mama and your simp daddy that that you're just supposed to accept the woman for who she is. It's your job to help her heal from her past trauma. No, the hell is not. There's people that get paid for that. She needs to go see somebody to heal from her past trauma. She needs to be ready to convert her life over to a woman of God to heal from her past trauma. I'm not finna deal with no drama from her past trauma. I wouldn't even do that for my own mama. Then before you know it, you got a toxic baby mama that you know it ain't gonna work out with. Then it leaves you looking like a deadbeat dad, because I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm a man and I'm with a woman and we have a child and it just becomes a toxic situation, once I'm away from the toxicity, I send money, but I'm gone. That's it. I send money, but I'm gone. Because what you got to understand is this: if that woman is toxic, she's raising a toxic child. There's not one time in the history of the world that a toxic woman who decided she was going to raise a child on her own, because women always leave their relationships, that didn't raise a toxic child. So you're going to go into a situation to come and combat that? No. Sometimes, man, you just got to realize, man, that, that it's just not a situation. Like you made a terrible mistake. And the only thing you could do is accept the fact that you made a terrible mistake, take care of your responsibility, and then fall back. And if more men did that, women would be less likely to leave situations. Women would be less likely to leave situations because they want to go to the streets, or because, like Miss Pearly said, they spoiled. Because like this woman saying, she feel like if the man pay all the bill, he should come home and clean up too and all that. Man, let me tell you something. Y'all boys putting women in the wifey position who don't even want to be wives. They don't even want it. They want provision and protection, but they don't even want to be in the house with you. They want provision and protection, but they damn sure ain't trying to be a spouse with you. They want provision and protection, even at times when they're on the outs with you. Women in the modern world see men as an ATM machine. She sees you as a check that she can cash at all times. And that's why if you're dealing with a modern woman, you got to understand, like Miss Pearly just admitted, she's always been something to play with, not to stay with. And not because she's weak or she's bad or anything, because she doesn't want you to stay with her.